Okay, but Marwijk, your first camp with the Socceroos is now complete. Over the course of the past 10 days or so, what have you learned about your players, Australian players, and what's it been like to work with the 26 players that you brought into your first squad?
What I learned, maybe things I already knew, that they're very motivated and they have a good mentality, and they're good listeners, maybe too good. I told them, the players, a few times, it's also good to show your own how you say that, take an own initiative a little bit more, and so they did. But my impression was very good from the first day.
You obviously knew much about the Australian team, as you sort of touched on there, through the qualification phase with Saudi Arabia. What do you see as the main strengths, and what, more crucially, would you like to bring out of the team leading into Russia?
I will not bring something out of the team. It's a challenge to find a way of playing, a system that fits the players, and it's even better when it fits the coach too, and they have to believe in it, and so we started to work on that, and that's one of the most important things of these 10 days, and to get to know each other, because it's very short, for a short time, and maybe in these 10 days with 2 games, maybe we could train 3 times very good, and the rest is recover and prepare for a game. But I think it was very useful the past 10 days, and yesterday we played against Colombia, and especially the first half, I was satisfied about the first half.
In Group C at this year's tournament, Australia have France, Denmark and Peru. What do you make of the group overall?
I'm telling you nothing special when I say this is a very difficult group, everybody knows. I think one of the best groups at the World Championship, and especially France. But you saw yesterday against Colombia is a very good team, and maybe they will surprise on the World Championship. They won in France, but we played a draw against them, and we have to grow still, we have to grow and improve. So the goal is that we will try to survive the first round, and I think we have a chance, otherwise I wouldn't do it.
Just to touch on each of the 3 teams, as there has been international sort of interest in this from each market. So can you give an opinion on the French national team in this window? They lost 3-2 to Colombia and also won 3-1 over Russia.
Yeah, but I don't prefer to talk about the other teams, because for me, and I wanted for the players too, that we are concentrated only on one thing, and that's the first game, and the first game is France. And we saw a big part of the match against Colombia, and we already knew that they are one of the best teams in the world. They have a chance to become world champion. They have a team with very fast players, with creative players, with one of the best players of the world in this moment, Mbappe. They are physically strong, so they have a lot of weapons. But that doesn't mean that you can't get a result against them. You already said they lost against Colombia. They played in the qualification a draw against Luxembourg. They lost in Sweden. So that must give us the motivation that we also can get a result against them.
Just touching on the organisation, obviously you come in to the job when the base camp is already sorted, a lot of things are already sorted, but what's your impressions of now seeing the Australian staff and players and everything in unison?
Yeah, you know, you can't do it alone, and the players are the most important part of the staff, but when you go to a World Championship, I have the experience, you go with 50, maybe 55 people, and so all the members of the staff, the technical staff, the medical staff, the security, cook, the kit man, everybody is important. And I already said a few times, we must become the best team, but not only on the pitch, also outside the pitch. All the people who are traveling with us are very important, and everybody must have the same goal.
Just changing tact a little bit, in South Africa you obviously led your home nation all the way to the World Cup final. Can you just describe that experience?
Yeah, that was a very great experience, one of the most beautiful moments in my career in football. We were normally when you stay in a tournament, you are growing in a tournament, and that was in our case that was the same. We were improving every game, and you felt it, and the players also. Coaches of the opponents that said after the game in the press conference, we had the feeling we couldn't beat them, and my players had the feeling we cannot lose, and that's a very good feeling. Everybody exactly knows from each other what to do, and what I said about the team and everything around the team 50-55 people, we were really a team, and I think that not the best players win all the prizes, but the best teams.
Of course, having been to that World Cup in South Africa 8 years ago, what experiences can you take from coaching Netherlands into Russia with Australia?
I don't know if you can say that in words. I think it has to do with your attitude, and that they have to feel that you have the experience, and those are always small little things. So it's not something special, I think.
You obviously have a big association with the World Cup now as a coach, but as a boy, did you see any World Cup matches, or can you remember any moments that really inspired you to want to be at this level?
I can remember I think 1966 with England, but 1974 was very important for us. We became number 2 in the World Championship in Germany. I was almost a part of that team, and in 1978 I was nominated to go with Holland as a player, but unfortunately I was injured. But those are for me beside 2010 the most important tournaments.
Given that the Netherlands haven't qualified for this particular FIFA World Cup, and you are now involved with Australia, have you seen interest from your homelands in Australia, and how do you think that will evolve during the tournament?
Yeah, I already yes, I felt it, and we saw it, but I think that will become more and more. If you come closer to the World Championship, the Dutch press will be more interested in Australia, because I'm the only one who goes as a coach. But also Morocco, I think, because a lot of Dutch players are playing for the national team of Morocco. So they will concentrate on those two countries, I think.
Bert van Marwijk, please go have a good flight.
Thank you.